I came to you having spun my wheels for a long time. I was really, really susceptible to the get buff in 90 days or 30 days or 10 days or whatever the promise was. And I was big on magic pills and potions and every brand new men's health fad, because that promised what I wanted. And ultimately none of them delivered. For me, the aha moment, the real change was actually having clear direction to follow, knowing that if I did the action in the gym and then put the correct stuff into my body and was getting enough rest, it was going to work. So I could go to bed each night knowing that I'd ticked off the list, I'd hit my macros, I'd done my exercise, I was getting 8 hours of sleep, and that was going to work. And it did. And it worked beautifully. And certainly that first session when we were working together, that first few months, fat just dropped off me. My body really started to change. My lifts went up. It was what I've been looking for all of that time previously. I now know what my macros need to be. I now know how to manipulate them if I go off. And I now have a bit more knowledge to work with that and to save me from the all or nothing thinking as well. That is still an ongoing thing, but that was the huge frustration, was that I'd start with huge ambition and huge amounts of work, but it didn't really get me anywhere. Whereas actually applying consistency and the knowledge that I got doing this, that was sort of the antidote to that. Learning to get my food right so that I didn't hate life. It wasn't just steamed broccoli and chicken breasts. That I could manipulate, that I could I would really look forward to meals. And the other thing was actually having enough. I thought that I was going to be starved on a diet, but actually always having enough. And learning to prepare my meals as well. For me, I prepared my meals, I still do, at the weekend, freeze them, bundle them up, macros written on them. Unfreeze them and eat them, and then I know, I go into the week and there's none of that improvisation required. If I have to go out for a meal, that's cool. I can eyeball it, and it's all right. So I've learned to build it into my life in a way that doesn't preclude me doing anything, and that doesn't make me hate life. Actually investing in training. And I was really dubious to begin with. I never heard of online training. I thought, how does that work? There's no one stood over you telling you how to lift the weights and what to do. But what it did was it just, it made me a little bit more accountable, made me a little bit more responsible, and it gave me that sense that I wasn't whistling in the dark. As I said, I'd get to bed each night and I would know that I've maxed out. The other thing that training really afforded me was a sense of accountability. So I knew that I was going to have to send the measurements. I knew that I was going to have to, send an update, check in, and that kept me on track as well. So probably what I was paying for in my mind was that specificity, to know exactly what I needed to do, to be told, to be told exactly what I need to do, and then just to do it and to know that was the right thing, as opposed to trying to guess it. The end of that time was a huge change in my body, huge change. Since then, I've managed to keep training on top of a sort of fairly ridiculous job, and the fact is, I'm 43 and I'm in fantastic shape. I look in the mirror and go, I'm in really good shape. And that's why I wanted to train. I'm never going to be huge, much as I'd like to, but, can I be very, a high level of my genetic potential? Absolutely. And that, that works. That absolutely works for me.